Shout out Destiny, Scarborough's finest. Big vibes, man. Big vibes. Yes, yes. Shout out to the brother Symbolic, man, in the house, man. Big up Dying Thief, man. Representing Ghana. Yeah, man. Big up to everyone who's pulling through, man. It's always love, always appreciated. Man, it's our weekly check-in. You good, fam? Every Monday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. Creating that space for community dialogue, connection, empowerment, all that good stuff, man. Emotional intelligence. I'm just going to send a bit of invites right now. Maybe just go down this list. Make sure our peoples are coming through. Shout out to everyone who's always joining us. Today's topic, man, we're going to be getting into, because it really just hit me, man. A lot of people see us, talking all this like enlightenment stuff, and it's like, yo, you guys are some smart ass brothers, man. Like, like we're dropping our knowledge, and the whole process to enlightenment or awareness, rather, like wasn't just like an easy journey or a linear journey for that matter. It's a lifestyle, really, and it starts from somewhere. Some of us were a little more wiser than others, and some of us had to really go through some stuff in order to get to these spaces. So we're definitely going to get through that. But before we get into the topics, we always like to start with our check-ins. So if you're in the chat, let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being not so great, 10 being fantastic, amazing. Let us know what is going on. Shout out to the brother Dre coming through, man. Fam TV, man. That's my OG right there. Don't let the baby face fool you, though, man. You got that shea butter. Don't let the baby face fool you, yo, man. The OG's been around from time, yo, holding it down.
Give me like 1 minute as I'm coming.
No doubt, no doubt. Yo, we're just doing our check-ins, man. Dre, why don't you let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10?
I'm a 7. I'm cruising at a 7, Okay. Blessed to be here, but just in the grind mode. It's that January, February lockdown grind in the winter, kind of fight the nothing. The never ending story, the nothing.
Nothing.
Fight the nothing, B.
Okay. Wow, hey man, like something that I concluded is that when it comes to like our community, the Black community, hip hop community, like creating something out of nothing is like what we've been doing, man. It's like it's like embedded in like culturally, so like
yeah,
it's like things are never really that smooth, and then if it's smooth, it's like, hold on, for how long? You know what I mean? So it's always like, yo, we always gotta be on our P's and Q's and find ways to be creative and innovative and all that good stuff, man. So that's what's up. Yo, shout out to everyone who's joining us, man. Let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being not so great, 10 being fantastic, amazing. We're going to get into talking about our path of enlightenment, man. People see us, young brothers talking emotional intelligence and being a highly intelligent intellectual. But, for a lot of us, like, it was a process, like we had to go through some stuff in order to get here, man. So we're going to build on that. But that being said, yo, Symbolic, brother, how you doing?
And I'd say, 7.5.
Okay.
In that range. I'm good, though. I'm good. Had some nice family time.
Absolutely.
Everybody, I mentioned briefly, everyone had COVID. Where my kids home in that household. So that altered the normal schedule.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. True indeed, man. Yeah, I don't know if you want to get in the chats. I see some stuff, some comments and whatnot, and then we'll get into the brother Kemia.
Yo, I see Limukani. We got to get Limukani up here at some point. Out in South Africa, my brethren out there. I'm glad he jumped on.
Okay.
Let me just scroll through these. So, Dying Thief say, Wagwan, General. Exclamation. We got Down to Earth saying blessings to the brothers. Blessings to you. Tune says, holla bosses. Yo, big ups to you, The Tune. Now, is this The Tune from our near mixtape? Hit us up. Let me know if this is a crypto fam jumping up in the check-in.
Okay.
We got Down to Earth Bless saying bless to Frosty Raw. What up, Frosty Raw?
No, sure.
Yeah, where did he go?
I'm not sure. Maybe he'll tap back in, man. But it's all good though. But I mean, hey, like if you want to get like South Africa in the house, man, we can definitely add that up, man. I don't know if they're open to joining the conversation and building.
I mean, I don't want to do that so abrupt. I want to make
put it out there, you know. Just you can definitely let us know. But anyways, continue. Go ahead.
Yeah. But definitely, Limukani, jump on, Limukani, jump on. Okay.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure, nah, man. There's pressure. You got to jump on. I want to see your face. So we got Down to Earth saying Facts 100. We got Rastafari Samurai. Yo, I love that name. Saying it looks like it's Bless Up. It says Bekes Up, but I'm going to assume it's Bless Up.
Indeed.
Down to Earth say yes, true. Dying Thief in here saying peace and blessings to the kings. Yes. Peace. And we're just about all caught up. We got some yups and some lulls.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Yo, brother Kemia, man, what's going on, brother? How you feeling today?
I'm great, man. I'm blessed, bro. 10 out of 10, you know.
Jeez.
So magnificent Monday. My second daughter just turned 7 on the 7th, you know.
Come on now.
Energy in the house right now.
Your energy, man. Love. Big up.
You know?
Yo, that's super blessed, man. Yeah, man. Yo, big up to everyone, you know, in the chats. You know, let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10. You know, we like to keep this interactive. Let us know how you're feeling. I'm just kind of scrolling up because I don't know if we got Experience Ramble saying like 100 out of 10. Got like the 100 emoji. I see Rhymes, OSO saying 8.5, Dying Thief 9+. Yo, that's dope, man. Let us know. Keep the conversation going. Keep it interactive. I see Kofi, man, joining in, man. You know, from the Twitter platform, man. Twitter Spaces, man. The St. Kofi Space, and you know, I see all the stuff that he's doing in the NFT world. Respect for coming through. Mad love. Let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10. Keep us interactive. Today's topic, man, we're discussing. You know, because people have been hitting me up and being like, yo, man, it's good to see brothers talking intelligence and emotional intelligence and really being in tune with themselves and, you know, a positive representation. Because oftentimes on social media, we don't really see these images. And I just thought it would be kind of cool to really, you know, talk a bit about our path to enlightenment. Like, you know, like where we have come from, places that we've gone in order to, like, get to these spaces. You know, I do feel that, you know, oftentimes we're born with a certain level of, like, intuition and whatnot, but sometimes we got to go through the mud in order to come out, you know, like shining like a diamond, right? You know, that pressure, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it would be kind of cool for us to, like, you know, share that. And then anybody who's in the chats as well, man, if you want to, like, share a bit about your enlightenment piece, you know, of, like, maybe there's certain, like, pillar moments. I mean, for me, there's, like, dozens, but, like, I'm only going to pick, like, 2. but I'm sure that, you know, if you want to share, like, certain significant moments in your life that was like, yo, that moment, like, really brought me to a place that I didn't know how I was going to get out of it, but it really opened up my eyes to a lot of things. And from that moment on, I was able to build and proceed. Because I feel like for those who are, like, you know, in the mix, it's like we need to hear, like, tangible examples of that and ready to build, man. But yes, go ahead, Symbolic.
No, I was just saying peace. I see in the chat a shout out from Tarun, so I was just doing that.
yeah. Shout out to brother Kofi, man. I see you know, brothers out of 10, you know, see y'all in high spirits. Yo, Kofi, man, if you want to join the conversation, please let us know. I'll add you when we got one more slot. You know what I mean? Like I'm all about the international connections right now, man. That's what it is for, like, you know, the new
We need Africa in the house.
Absolutely. All day, every day, man. Yo, all day, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Stone from Africa isn't just for us who are, like, literally taken out, but it's also to reflect, like, you know, some of the things that are happening in the continent right now as we speak, you know, because it's all interconnected, man. You know, as above, so below, as within, as without, like, all of that good stuff, man. So, so that being said, let us know if you want to join in. No pressure, but just, you know, add, like, a, you know, comments in the chat. But yo, let's you know, let's continue to build. I don't know if you all have anything else to add on before we dive into the topic.
I don't know. Let's jump in, man. It's a great topic.
Okay. Well, I see Dying Thief, man, just set an invite. So brothers in Ghana right now, man. So we got you know, we got the man who returned. You know what I'm saying? But jeez.
Yes,
Oh,
bless, bless, bless. I heard that somebody said they want Africa. Africa there.
come on, man.
Greetings,
Yo,
blessings, everyone.
looking good. All right, yo, Kofi. We'll get you in about like 10 to 15 minutes. You know what I mean? We'll just do a little rotation or whatever. You know what I mean? But yo, brother Dying Thief is looking real good, man. Yo, shout out the brother, man. Glowing,
Respect,
man. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Got that.
You glow in
Got that
Africa, man.
continental sun,
The sun
man.
is
I mean, it
different on
just
this side. Yeah, the sun is different
telling you, man.
on this side of the sun.
I
Yeah, man.
I know, man. Come on, yo. All right, man. So let's dive right into it, man. So a lot of us, like, you know, the people on this call are people I respect highly. You know, brother Dying Thief, man, Kemya, you know, Symbolic, have, you know, been doing a lot of work in community, a lot of, you know, personal development stuff, like not just building yourself, but building others and connecting. And I know that your journey, your path, wasn't easy. I know it comes with a lot of sacrifices that maybe people don't see. You know, oftentimes we're always smiling and cool, calm, and collected, really in tune with ourselves and proactive and whatnot. But I know that, like, you know, it takes time to get to those spaces, you know? So I'm curious to know, like, are there moments in life, you know, that you could think in your past, you know, where, you know, things weren't as so cool, calm, and collected, you know, where, you know, maybe you were a hothead, maybe you're like super reactionary or something, you know what I mean? And like a time where things weren't necessarily as enlightened as we see now, you know, because the way how we are right now, it's just like, whoa, like we're glowing, man. That the energy is undeniable, you know. But I know that there's a story behind, you know, what we see. So I'm curious, like, who would like to like jump in and maybe share like, you know, one or two stories of that real quick.
If I could just give a shout out,
Yep.
we got Northside Hip Hop Professor Grumps in the house.
Big
Salute.
up, big up.
Yeah, See the Soul or a regular, big ups. Yeah, man, I just want to give some shouts right there.
Okay. Well, I think because we're going to rotate it, like let's get the brother Eddie, man, to jump in, because he may be kind of glitching out, but hopefully we can get some comments. Yo, brother Eddie, are you
My
there?
signal is not good. Yeah, I'm here, man. But the signal sometimes is acting up. I don't know why. But anyway, there's many points in life. You can hear me? Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
Man,
The audio's clear. Audio's clear.
Okay, there's many points in my life where there was struggles and stuff like that. So there's never just smooth sailing. I think there's growth and there is trials and tribulations and challenges every phase of a person's life, you know. But I would have to kind of deviate a little bit and say my time of enlightenment is now. I've been through some, but I want to talk about what I'm going through now. Like right now is an enlightenment. Coming to this country and seeing and learning and observing the culture and the historical element, you know, from my past ancestors to what's going on now. And I'm being enlightened right now. So I'm embracing it. So I really wanted to talk about that. But there's been challenges in my past and stuff like that where I've overcome and, you know, different phases of my life. You know, I was a street involved youth. Then I ended up becoming a correctional officer. Then I became a deputy. Then I came back 360 circle working with street involved youth. Like I've been all over, you know what I'm saying? So I've seen both sides of the realms. I've seen the hood. I did robbery when I was young, man. You know what I mean? Like I robbed a few people, you know what I mean? I got arrested in school. Like I've seen a lot of things, you know what I mean? But I think everything is for our learning, you know what I mean? And I grew up around 5%ers. You know what I mean? Who people talk like Wu-Tang, you know how they was like they did 5%. I grew up around that. Then I grew up around Nation of Islam people, street dudes and stuff like that. And then Christianity came a big part of my life now. So there's a lot of information, you know what I mean? So I learned to respect people's perspective. That's one thing we as people, we can't hang out or mess with people that we don't agree with. And it all depends on the level of disagreement. You could be a Muslim and you could rock, like if you're a good person. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be able to get past that, because I got a few Muslim brothers that those are my peoples. You know what I'm saying? And we are of different faith. You know what I mean? We do believe in one God, but there's a difference, right? But we are able to get along, and we today have to be able to do that. Like, yo, just because your brother or whatever is in a different space doesn't mean y'all can't rock. Love is the fundamental principle.
Oh, we got that. True indeed, man. No, you're dropping knowledge, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Well, hopefully we can get him back to really speak to, like, you know, like more of. Oh, yeah, that last piece just kind of cut out, brother.
Damn. He was flowing too.
He was going in, man. He was in that lane, man. He's in that lane.
Yeah, the internet can't keep up. You know what I mean? Nah, I'm just kidding. So where did I left off at though? You know. Where did I leave off? I don't want to talk.
Well, no, you're talking about like just like respecting each other's like position. There are certain levels where we can, like, you know, kind of like you know, agree to disagree and whatnot, but there's certain levels of that, which I think is a really great point. But just like, you know, in interest of time, and like I don't know if you can hear me, but like, what are some of the enlightenments or the transition that you're going through right now? Because, like, you know, you're right now in Ghana, like real time, yo. So like, what's happening right now? We need that energy, yo.
Okay, so I'm enlightened to see black love. I'm seeing black love at a level I never seen it before. You understand what I'm saying? I'm from New York City. Everybody know. I lived in Toronto for a minute, and I seen how we move as black people in both cities. You know what I'm saying? But out here, people are helpful with each other. They love each other. They're not killing each other. It's a black town, right? Black country, city, everything, a crowd. And they're not, the murder rate is 0, man. There's nobody killing each other. So we can live in love, man. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all different stems that got us in our struggle over there, but over here is a different story. You know what I mean? The only problem I see is like young people getting involved in drugs. You know what I mean? But love, I'm seeing love at a different level, and I'm embracing it, and I love it, man. So yeah, I'm enlightened, and because I never seen that before, and it's like I don't want to leave. It's like, yo, I want to be where I can see black people living in harmony. You understand what I'm saying? That they ask for direction. People are helpful. People are just so family orientated, man. It's lovely. So I'm enlightened by that. So that answers your question.
That's super blessed, man.
It exists.
Peace, man. That's what's up, man. Yo, on that note, because I know that we got a few people like in the chat, so I want to rotate and get people on. So, yo, respect for tuning in, signing in. I'm gonna pull up brother Kofi, man, who's out in Africa as well. He's gonna give us some details. Let me see if I can get the brother.
While you do that, I'll just read from these comments. Cool?
Yep, go ahead, brother.
All right, so Seed of Soul says, greetings, SFA. Welcome to this beautiful Monday. Word up. Anand's creation. It says, facing physical illness brought me to a place of stillness where I learned how to heal self from within, and my consciousness elevated since then. What word up?
Peace.
And yo, we got freedom for Jay Burton saying respects my family. That's our family that's inside that jumps on, right?
Indeed. We'll pull them up in a bit.
Okay. We got freedom for Jay Burton. I'm bringing Bloods and Crips together. Black love. Word. We got Limukani, my brethren out in Joburg. Been great conversation. We got King Spade in the house. A brethren saying SFA community, peace to the Mandam. Yeah.
Salute.
Big up Sven Doc. That's my NFT, black NFT family. And we are caught up. Elevate with the peace. Yo, is this Kofi?
Kofi's in here.
Yo, we have talked with voices so many times, and I've never seen your face, so I'm like, wait. Yo.
And just for the record, man, where were you calling in from, brother?
So I'm in Ghana, and I'm in Tema. Tema is, like a city in Accra. And that's where the harbor is, like the main harbor where most things are, brought into the country. So it's like a harbor city. So, I mean, yeah.
I think I said that right. Did I say that right?
Say that again.
Atise, did I say that right?
Atise. Hey, yeah.
Did I say that? Was I close?
I'm not getting that, bro.
Atise? Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. I'm well.
Yeah.
Give me our breaks out the anti-set.
I grew up with Ghanaians, right? So I know like 4 or 5 words in tree, you know, but that's about it. That's the limit of my tree.
Well, yeah, then I'll say Medase. Thank you. I mean, thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here, man. We got Africa in the house, man. 2 brothers representing from the continent, man, from the same country out in Ghana. Yo, I just want to shout out, elevate to the top, man. So shout out from New Orleans, yo. New Orleans is another special place, man. Very spiritual space, man. So, you know what I mean? There's a lot, man. Like, you know, when I think of like New Orleans, I think of Haiti as well. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. There's some energy, man. Exactly, man. So big up everyone. If you're just joining us, man, you know, we like to start off with our check-ins, man. So let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being not so great, 10 being amazing. We like to keep the chats like interactive and bear vibes. Today's topic, man, we're talking about like our path to enlightenment, you know, because oftentimes when we do these chats, like people are either with us on you know, Twitter Spaces or here on IG, and they see black men speaking intelligence, you know, having emotional intelligence, like building, supporting each other, and we often don't see these kind of images, right? But for us to get to this space, man, you know, sometimes we have to go through some things. You know, like the path isn't always as smooth and as simple as we make it seem. So that being said, I want to pass off to the brother Kemia, because I know personally he has like a really interesting story. But if you want to maybe think of like 1 or 2 like significant like events that have like really shifted your consciousness, you know, to really get you on your path, man, I would love to hear that.
Yeah, for me, obviously one of the biggest moments of enlightenment was when I found myself in prison, right? Just turned 18, and you know, certain choices and decisions, you know, led to me winding up in the Don jail, right? And really, at that moment, you know, I've been arrested prior to that, but like I've never gone to jail, right? I get arrested, I get bailed the next day. The longest I've been in a cell is maybe a weekend. But now, you know, I'm 18, and it's like, oh no, you're an adult now. You're going to the big boy jail. You're like, wait a minute, what? What are you talking about?
Word. Wow.
Like, yeah, you're gonna change your clothes. I'm like, change my clothes? What are you talking about? Yeah, you're gonna wear the orange jumpsuit. Oh, wait a minute. This is the real deal. This is like TV. Like, I'm going to jail. Oh, all right. Damn. Now you start thinking about your life and everything you've done up to that moment. You're like, oh man, I'm stupid. Why did I do this? Why didn't I just listen? Oh, my grandma told me she had a dream. Why did I brush it away? Oh, my auntie told me. Now you're thinking of all the people in your life, you know, especially if you're African like myself, right? Thinking of every elder that warned me about everything. I'm like, I don't listen. They're right. I don't listen. And now you find yourself behind bars, right? And it's crazy because like when you go to jail for the first time, right? Like actual jail, you see a lot of people that you haven't seen in a really long time. And you're like, oh, this is where you are. Damn, like this is really. I was thinking that, you know, you moved on with life, like, you know, you made it out the hood, but you're here and you're looking at me just as disappointed with the same disappointment that I'm looking at you. You know, like you're looking at me like, what are you doing here? Like, people, you shouldn't have been here. Like you're not supposed to end up in here. So like that was a really a big eye-opening moment for me, right? Like especially like, you know, seeing the steppers from my neighborhood, like the guys who are gangsters who you don't need to be a doctor or a very intelligent person to be like, yeah, this guy's path is going to end one way or the other, right? And then seeing that same individual in jail and he's looking at you disappointed, like, bro, your path is not supposed to end up over here. Like, what are you doing here? So now, like, that really gives you perspective because you're like, yo, the stepper is looking at me like, you messed up. So yo, the gangster's looking at me like I messed up. Like, you start thinking, all right, and now you're in there, and you also, for me, like I had to examine, I had to notice, like I seen like at least 4 different generations on the range that I was in. You know what I'm saying? I seen cats who were 18, I seen dudes in their 20s, going into their 30s, I seen mans in their 40s, I seen mans in their 50s, and I'm like, yo, holy shit, like I really don't want to be living my adulthood in here, fam. Like, I really feel there's more to life that I have to offer. And, you know, I guess it really took this for me to realize that, you know what I mean? So, you know, I did my time, and, you know, when I came out, I had a new outlook on life, you know, and a new zeal for life, you know what I mean? Even my mind changed a lot, even in the bed, right? Like, you see all type of people in the building. Like you see Christians, you see OGs from different blocks. You see men from different blocks who are warring, but they're forced to be on the same range. And after a while, they're not gonna war every day. For the first couple of times, they weren't there, and eventually they're gonna have to come to an agreement so that they can be peaceful on the range. So now you're seeing that, and you're like, how come that's not happening in the streets? You get what I mean? So now you start thinking. Yeah, I mean, like, so you start observing, you start thinking, you start paying attention. You're like, yo, a lot could change if when you come to jail, you actually observe and pay attention to the network, the communication, and the love amongst the inmates. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you do that, you can bring that outside of jail to communities. You get what I mean? And then that kind of became my mission for a while. Like, I was trying to unify a lot of blocks, and Neil, my past. So like I did that to a degree. I brought a lot of blocks together. I brought a lot of people together. But then I started building my own family, right? My wife, my children, and you get a new zeal for life. You have a new purpose at that point. You know what I'm saying? At that point, I want to know, how much more can I be connected to God? How much more can I be like God? Like, how can God and I be interchangeable? He needs God. How can God and I be equal? You hear what I'm saying? How do I emanate and reflect that I'm not separate from God, but an extension of? You get what I'm saying? And it's really, when you have a family, that shit starts to really, like, I'm like, holy, wow. Like, my wife and I, as creators, came together and created another life. You know what I'm saying? That we're going to be responsible for, to bring out into this society. Like, that has a new zeal on life, especially if you escape the things that I've lived, right? And I've survived, and the things I've seen. It's like you have a whole new zeal and spirit and joy for life. Your soul is awoken. You know what I'm saying? You're alive now. You know what I mean? And now life is different. You know what I mean?
That's dope, man. Yo, respect for adding on like that. That's a beautiful like explanation, real tangible. I can really see the steps, and I like how you mentioned about being behind enemy lines and seeing the different process of negotiations, and then asking yourself like, how come we can't do this out there? Like that's a really significant shift right there that we often don't hear about. So thank you for sharing that. I'm going to pass it over to Symbolic to get in the chats, and then I'm going to pass it over to Kofi so he can, share some of his experiences and his knowledge and his journey to being, aware, enlightened, empowered, all that good stuff.
Hey, Logic. What I'm going to do just to help the flow of things, I just got to check on my daughters and their homework. I'm going to step off the call for a bit, and then I can join back later. I have to come off so quick.
Sounds good, brother. All right, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so speaking of Kofi Quaoles, okay, and sorry to butcher you. He said, man like Kofi. Oh, now I'm trying to, Adubi? How do you say your last name, brother? Kofi?
Obobi,
okay.
Right.
Okay, so he says, man like Kofi Obobi. Droid of Zen, yo, Black NFT family. Digging up Kofi with the hearts and the hundreds. Matthew says big love. Kofi NFT art. Yo, I know. Yo, if you don't know why all these heads are like digging up brother Kofi with the NFTs, that's like, I'm sure that connects to the stories we're talking about. Because hearing you speak about the path and how we see our imagery and fear our path and who we are. So that's where all this love is coming from. Y'all need to check out my brother's work and his legacy. So there's good reason for all that love. Elevate says facts. Anansi creation, or is it Anansi creation all this time? Anansi creation. Love will always be the way through. True that. I'm scrolling. We got Seed of the Soul. Every moment presents an opportunity to experience enlightenment. Equanimity, is that the word? Equanimity is a wonderful companion for our own transmutation. Word up. Greetings, AI Design. Cole says, just wanted everyone here to know Kofi Obobi is a gem we need to protect. We need to cherish. I agree with that. 100%. Seed of the Soul says we polarize life experiences so it's like closing one eye at a time, not allowing for maximum exposure of sight. Word. King Spade says, I'm a 10 today. What brought me to enlightenment was when my back, what was it? My back against the wall. I owed $60,000 to court for a fine and won my own case. Word. That's the type of time we're talking about right here.
Yeah.
That moment, I'm sure, seems like it's over. And you just renewed. We got the beatbox tales, action produce results, change in actions, change in mindset equals different results.
Thanks.
There we go. Seed of the Soul. I'm 9 today because I have breath. Grateful. Word up. Scrolling. The elevate with the fists. So Matthew says NFTs is the now future. Bring African art in the forefront at the beginning of the biggest movement in the digital world. True that. 100% there.
Yeah.
Elevate this breakfast. All right. Enjoy that breakfast. Elevate.
Salute.
Are caught up.
Okay, we're all caught up. That's super peace, man. Yo, brother Kofi, man, like, bro, you've been getting like a lot of big ups. I mean, not just here, but I've noticed also on Twitter Spaces, man. You're like a reference, a point of like contact for a lot of people, man. So I just want to big up you and everything that you're doing. But yo, let's talk a bit about your like evolution of just like awareness and you know, enlightenment, you know, because like you seem like a real conscious brother, very intentional with like everything that you're doing. I'm curious to know, like, was there a time where things weren't so conscious or so enlightened, and what did that path look like for you?
Right, bro. Thanks. Really appreciate, you know, what you guys are doing, and this is really a great question, because I know it's gonna influence thoughts here, and for my brothers and sisters who are here to, you know, rethink what we've been taught or what we've learned growing up, you know. So 2018 I went back to school for a second degree, and I decided to do that because my whole life I've been going to school and working, you know, or working on stuff that I was doing myself, like my personal business. Never had a chance to break, to rethink what I'm doing and what I've been doing so far, whether I'm on the path, you know, that would please those who came before us or not, you know. So the course was 2 years, so I stopped working and I was doing the course. And then I realized that I had a clothing line. I was pushing the clothing line, and the designs I felt there was something wrong with the designs. And I felt there was something wrong with the intention or the reason why I'm doing these designs. So I had gotten a discography of Fela Anícola Pokuti. So 3 months, I plugged onto Fela back to back. And then after 3 months, I realized I was an African. And this was the painful part. Why should I realize I'm an African when I am? Indeed, I am. Like, why? What happened? Like, what has happened? All this while, almost 3 decades. Why? So I realized, look, we've been taught certain things which were not making us confident enough. And listening to the whole Fela discography and the themes and the intention of his music. I even listened to his songs when he wasn't singing in Pidgin. You know, he was singing in Queen's English. But when he decided to sing in the English that he wants to sing in, that was when everything changed. Because the message was sent across and everybody understood. And so that was when I realized, dude, you're an African. So I began to think like that. And then I began to read white. And then I decided to change my designs. Bro, Kwame, that was when I started moving into African masks. And when I tapped into what my ancestors did, that was when I made money. Period. When I wasn't tapping in what was before we came here, I was making, it was okay. But when I began to look into who I really was and pick that up and push it, that was when things began to fall in place. So I realized how important this is to be yourself, represent who you are, and know that you're an African. And there's a certain way that you have to do certain things. That is why my art and the mask and even the sneaker project that I'm working on, as soon as you pick up the sneaker, the outsole has a motif which blends the Ankh sign and the Equaba doll in Ghana, and that doll represents life. It's life-giving. So you're going to put on this sneaker, and you're going to leave a print, and anyone that is from the continent or is here or knows anything about us would see my brother or my sister just passed here, and they left a mark.
Yo, hold on. Let's back up for a second. Black sneaker. But no, hold on. Now let's fast forward. When you walk by, you're leaving the symbolism in your path.
Right.
That's so wicked.
Intentional, man. Intentional.
Exactly. So from that time, like, that was when, I realized that, look, I need to plug into what was the ancestor's name? Dr. Clark. Plug into Dr. Clark and so many of these ancestors, great ancestors that we've had, to listen to their teaching and have confidence in yourself, have confidence in your art, have confidence in your music. Look, if you're a producer, I say if you're a producer and you don't tap into your drums, the kind of drums that your culture has, you're not gonna make it. I feel when Movado left Jamaica, all his music changed. Because the beats from Daseka them, everything was gone. And so like, that's how I feel. Like, as soon as you cut yourself from who you really are, it's difficult to navigate the space. That's how I feel. So when I cut myself off to rethink about myself, check what I'm doing, whether I'm on track, and had enough time to unlearn and then relearn what I have to learn, what we have to learn, things began to change.
Yo, man, that's powerful, man. It seems like a consistent thing is like this learning and unlearning, like is a constant path, and it's really powerful. Like when you mention about like listening to Fela, and it was then like 30 years later you realize that you're an African, like while living in Africa, but like now you really understood it, like what that actually meant. You know, which I thought was pretty deep, because like, me, like my family's from Jamaica. We, migrated to Toronto, Canada, and, like trying to find like our culture out here. Like we don't learn about ourselves in schools and whatnot. So it's like, everything is like extra, like you really got to work for it. Like you really got to want your culture in order to really tap into it. Otherwise you're not going to get it. And so for a lot of us, like there's this kind of like romanticized way of reconnecting. We know that something has been stolen from us. That's where the whole idea of stolen from Africa comes from. It's rooted in St. Kofa. You know what I'm saying? So it's really about us like knowing that there's a disconnect. But how do we connect? Everything around me is showing me something opposite. So to speak of briefly about my enlightenment, I have many levels, but one significant was when I won this free trip to go to South Africa. So it was basically this convention that was going on about like crime prevention in your community, and I wrote this essay about like what I'm doing with Stolen from Africa and so on and so forth. Long story short, there was over, I think, like 4,000 applications worldwide. 2 people were selected from Canada, one from Vancouver, one from Toronto. I was from Toronto and able to go. So why that was a really, I mean, for obvious reasons, you know, like to be able to get a free trip to Africa, starting an organization called Stolen from Africa, and then to be returned to connect was already pretty powerful. But what was really powerful for me was very similar to what what the brother Dying Thief, Eddie, was saying, you know, was like the undeniable love. Going there, it made me realize that things aren't as like separate as I thought. Like, you know, because growing up, like Africa is like this kind of like romanticized, like, you know, abstract space that we never really obtain to. We just desire to connect. At least that's how everything we're taught about Africa is to, like, you know, be separate from it. Like, you know, like tourism isn't going to Africa. We're not like, that's not like, you know, we'll be going to Europe before we go to Africa. You feel me? So actually going there and seeing the connection, seeing people who look like my family, like literal family. I'm like, you look like my cousin. You look like my dad, though. Like, you look like a Jamaican, but obviously, you know what I mean? It's like, well, where do Jamaicans come from? So it's like, it really like made this like connection really tangible to me. Like, and then I started realizing, like, yo, like, this isn't as far as we think. Like, we can travel to Africa and reconnect. And this is like where we're supposed to. And people were literally welcoming me back. They're saying, "Oh, welcome back." Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a real return. And that was like such a really powerful embrace. And it was almost like, the way I can put it was almost like meeting your God. You know, it's like this abstract idea of what God, your creator, is, and then now you're meeting your God, and now you're like what Kemio was saying, that you and your God are one. So it gave me this extra, like, you know, power and to be even more intentional with what I'm doing. And I realized how important it is to understand our culture and identity and how that builds our self-esteem and everything that we do. That's why, you know, our enlightenment period, the way how we conduct ourselves, we're so open to connect and build with each other. You know, like everything that you're doing, Kofi, like makes perfect sense. When you got that awareness and that connection of yourself and deeper connection with your history, your culture, and being more intentional, it made you connect with people a lot easier, I'm sure. You know, because you and the feedback speaks for itself. I see people in the chats everywhere. Like, you can't, like, yo, it sells itself. You feel me? Like, you can't make it up. But that's how you know you're aligned with the divine. You know, that's how you know you have that connection. You know, where it just flows naturally, man. So big up to you on that. Yeah, man. So I just want to add that in. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, no, it's really powerful, man. And that being said, like, I know right off the top, like, I'm gonna reach out to you, man, to build on some collaborations. I don't know what it looks like just yet, but I know it's something. I know there's some energy that we're going to build on. So that's super peace. I know, Symbolic, you want to get in the chats, man. Then, yo, if you want to let us know some of your enlightenment periods, that would be dope too.
All right, yo. I just wanted to make a quick note. You know, remembering when I was in Ghana, and they described us as the people who walked through the fire. And so I just think that's absolutely fact. And when you say about that connection with the Creator, imagine us not knowing that lineage, how severe that disruption is for our mental, or not. And so this is something that's super powerful. You know, see, we're already crew, Kofi, brother, obviously, but now talking, it's like, oh, word, okay, it's like
let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get into these comments. I see Keith Annie's explaining my enlightenment. Sorry, it's a little tricky to see. My enlightenment came after my divorce, and I realized I was single and could be about, and I was single and could be about and do anything I wanted. So I learned my history. Yeah, with all the options, she learned her history. That's a good choice.
It's powerful.
Cost said true and amazing. Let's see. Okay, we got Chief Andy because he signed to DJ Khaled. LOL. He buried him.
Yeah, facts, man. Like, that was not the move. But anyways, well, there's a lot of them still.
Mukani out in South Africa. I don't know if I don't know how much. Well, we have a few minutes. Maybe we'll be able to still get a word from Joburg. But sorry, just this thing just slid down on me. Where's limbs? Africa is within each and every one of us. True. Sometimes it reawakens in a surprising way in a person.
Facts.
He says, "Dope. Facts indeed."
What they doing?
Afroscope. What's this 2? Is that 2 out of 10? I hope you're all right there.
Yeah. See 100.
100 after. And Nancy Creation says, it's so important to move upward, our source of love and connection, to find our way back to self and truth. Visiting maroon towns in the diaspora, it was pivotal for me. Tourism, true that.
Go back to the land.
To the land, 100% on that. Like, they got us confused on this. You were mentioning going to like, you know, specifically like our people trying to go to Europe, like, for what? Unless you're going to grab back the things they teach. Like, why do we prioritize that?
Right.
And we know we're in an attention society, right? So this is how we choose to pay our attention on Mondays. Every Monday, we're like, this is our attention. So that's powerful right there. Lady Vividly says, and big ups to the Queen Vividly. When family members transcend to the next dimension, and watching that process is and was big, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that makes me think of my grandmother, Mitch K. Stepping to the ancestors. There's a lot, there's a lot in that. Okay, so we have the beatbox tales. Staying close with my grandmother's definitely added a dimension to my character. Knowledge stemming from the village in Ukraine. Yo,
what's up?
Wow. Got some flames there. Sorry, this thing just jumped a bit.
I think we all caught up now.
Okay. Word. You know, speaking, when you bring some topics, bro, Logic, I just go, yeah, because I'm like, oh, this shit's awkward. Like every week, I'm like, yo, this is awkward. Let's go.
Yeah. Because
I realize that it's just so positive, and like that these are the things we're not talking about. And so talking about the grandparents, the lineage, that's one thing. That there are a number of these things in life, these moments. I think about when I was younger, when I was like, I don't know if it was like high school or something like that, and I was kind of like, I was wilding out, but not really as much as my parents thought I was.
Yeah.
So I got like a 2-week vacation to Jamaica. Okay. That was not going to be 2 weeks at all. So yeah.
Gone for the summer.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I mean, I just think that was, my brother and sister they barely remember our grandmother. So it's this blessing, and it seemed like it was painful. It seemed like a curse after like, a month and a half, and still not knowing, not having any money. And yeah, so that was, it was tough at the time. I was you know, in fact, my parents, part of when they were like, "You're going to Jamaica for a vacation," I like washed a pack of smokes in my laundry.
Okay.
And my Jamaican parents, my Jamaican mother is like, "I know what this is. This is marijuana," and I'm like, "What?" So, you know, so like they had the image of who I was, like how I was off the hook, but this is as like super accomplished, focused, you know, African / West Indian African parents, you know? Right. So like, so yeah, and then, you know, I ended up in Jamaica. I didn't have any money. I'd be like, you know, stealing one smoke from my grandmother, you know, and she knew full well, but this was in fact the same trip when I found out that my birthday isn't my birthday. So being around this wisdom, my grandmother says, "Oh, you're February 20th. I'm like, "Nah, Grandma, I'm March 20th. She's like, "February 20th. I'm like, "Grandma, I know my own birthday. Come on." And she's like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Yo, what's going on here?" So finally, I come back to Canada, and I'm like, "Mom, what's up with the birthday?" She's like, "Oh, you know, third world countries and Jamaica." And I'm like, "Really?" Like, I mean, I'm not super hardcore on all the astrological, like, you know, like a lot of my people that I love so much, but still, it like jumped from one side to the other side, but still Pisces. So I'm like, all right, well, at least I'm in the same sign. But yeah, I mean, that relationship was really, you know, that's what comes to mind in terms of like the light that relationship and learning about my family history. And like that's mixed family history. So there's racism in there. There's finding additional family members. Like my uncles and aunts will be like, "Oh, we found another family member." So I don't know, like that whole thing just comes to mind when we talk about like going through these challenges. Like, because I was sitting in Jamaica, like after being, it is so formative for who I am in terms of art, in terms of perspective, because I was in Jamaica, we'd be making slingshots or we'd be making tops. We did not have the products. You know, here we're used to everything is a product in Toronto.
Right.
There we were in the hills, and you know, like you just had to invent your fun or what you're, you know, whatever you're going to do. Half the time you don't have the thing. There's no Walmart. There's no Canadian Tire. So yeah, that's what really comes to mind. And then like my family members are buried right there, you know, like the cemetery, a whole different, so like a whole different way of life. And in fact, I then only during those times found those stories of my family where, like in that area where to me it was like this sleepy part of Jamaica, but really it used to be a bauxite town. And at whatever point in that history they pulled back, and now it's like it just slowed everything down. So imagine like a place where they ratchet down all of the economy. And so that's where I found myself getting to know my grandmother, and of my history. So yeah, like that just comes to mind. I don't know. It's
it all aligns with just like this foundation of you know, our lineage, and that God energy, our foundations, and knowing that there's many people who came before us in order for our like physical existence to be here. You know what I mean? It's like your parents have parents and parents and parents, and then when you look at like the amount of people that go down the line in order for your like singular like existence to be here, it's like, it's wild. So there's definitely a common foundation. I'm going to get into the chats real quick, and I'm going to pass over to the brother Jay, man, because I really want him to add on. So I'm looking at this. I see AI design saying, I have many points in my life where I have questioned reality. My most recent awakening was leaving a good paying job and the safety of routine of the capitalist construct. I have to learn to be. That in itself needs to be its own topic, because that might be part 2. We'll do that for next week, man, to continue this enlightenment topic, because that is, you know, when you're at that crossroads and you got to make that decision, you know, it's you know, trying to like, you know, like trying to be led like beyond sight, you know what I mean? Like and it's hard when you're pressed, especially in the situation that we're at with like the lockdowns and yada yada yada. Like that's a really powerful one. So I'm gonna have a part 2 for that, because that's a really big one, especially right now. Just continuing, man. I see a lot of, you know, 2022 Jay Burton is free. You know what I mean? Lots of free ups, man. You got like your, you know, you got your fams up in here showing mad love. Shout out to Daisy saying clear Pisces. You are, you know what I mean? And it's true. Like as you say that, I'm like, yeah, you are a Pisces. That's so true. Most definitely. That makes perfect sense. I'm going to continue. Math is saying, gents off to a conference. Man, it's been powerful, great conversation. Hit me up on IG, Kofi. I'm an art dealer in London, UK. Specialism, contemporary, digital, and NFT art. Keep me in touch, peace. So that's Matthew Chatfield. So make sure you add him up and keep in contact. Oh, I see you already replied. All right, we're all caught up. Yo, brother Jay, man, like you see what we're talking about, enlightenment. Brother is in a very unique position, man. That's just like incredible. I'm just so inspired by this brother's light, his intelligence. You know, this brother is calling in from a correctional facility in California. He has been behind, you know, enemy lines for what, like 30 plus, how many? 33 years, man.
Wow.
I don't think people understand that, man. I'm 39. Let's just put that in perspective. This brother has been in for 33 years, and it gets me emotional just thinking, like, you know, how free this brother is, you know, like spiritually and mentally and emotionally, and the enlightenment. You know, he has such calm, like, energy. Like, I don't get like a sense of like hatred and anger in him, which I think he has like all right to be, you know, but like the energy that he projects is very calm, peaceful, collected. Like, I know there's some God divine light that's within him. And I'm just curious to know, when we speak about like enlightenment periods, man, I mean, I feel like you have a lot to say on this, you know. So with no further ado, man, please share your wisdom with us.
I'm speechless. First of all, I have to thank you for even acknowledging me on that level. I mean, that really touched me right there. I was about to say a bunch, but you just said something there. I mean, I really appreciate you seeing me for that. And I appreciate that I can bring something positive to this platform. And this morning when I came on, when I first tuned in, it was about a brother talking about more so brotherhood, but it was dealing with different religions.
Yeah.
And I wanted to tackle something on that because, you know, being a founder of the Black Lives Matter prison chapter and vice president of No Comrades Left Behind, this is what I try to do. I try to bring the Bloods and Crips together because I know the powerful impact that we had across the world, Blood and Crips. You know, I come up as a Blood in Los Angeles, Watts, California, where it all started. And so I was like, okay, if we had this much impact on the world as a Blood and Crip, we need to bring this back together and show that we are brothers as opposed to niggas. So one thing I do know, that if I see y'all as a nigga, I don't mind killing one of y'all. That's the mindset. But if I see as y'all my brother, I'ma love y'all to death. We got to get back to that, loving each other as brothers. I'm looking at us, we all different hue, but we black and we brothers. Strong. This is a strong power right here. So why do we hate it so much? Well, most of us know. Well, a lot of us know why we hate it so much. But we got to kill that hate. We got to kill that seed. We got to deroot that seed that got us hating each other. Uproot it and replant. These type of seeds right here, this form right here, these are the seeds that we got to start replanting now. So like y'all was talking about with our ancestors, our grandparents, if they know what we were doing today, they would be like, you know, they suffered so much for us to be here today. And we're not doing nothing for them. We're not paying it back. Now we got generations that's about to come up from under us now. We got to start setting that trend. I love this platform right here. Because this platform show that we're brothers. We're not only arguing, we love each other. This is pure love. And we don't really know each other, but we love each other.
Right.
I don't care what religion you is. I know at the end of the day, I know your God, your Allah, and everybody else, they all want the same for everybody.
Right.
So if they want the same for everybody, that means we're doing something wrong.
Definitely.
We're doing something wrong if all our, you know, whoever we believe in, the way we believe in, they want love and peace. They don't want war. War is only necessary when your enemy is just coming to do things to you. Other than that, but I don't want to see none of you guys as my enemy. I am so comfortable around you brothers because y'all my brothers.
Word.
I don't see a nigga on here at all.
Come on.
Y'all feel me? I don't see one. I see my brothers. I see my mother children right here.
Word.
And there was nothing I would do to harm any one of y'all. So what y'all be feeding me, I like to feed it back to y'all because this is a very positive platform right here. And trust me, so when you said that, I was just so honored because I was about to go somewhere else. Then I said, wow, the effects that we can have on each other. These are the effects that we need to start having on our youth so they can see us together.
Right.
And realize the difference. Because a lot of us don't even realize the difference between the two. A lot of us don't even realize the titles that we put on ourselves and try to live that title, which is usually the negative titles, because the negative portrayals of us, that's like the masculine part, and they don't even realize that that's actually the part that's destroying us. We got like I go back to about the seed. That seed that was planted after the 60s. After the 60s, that seed that was planted, it corrupted us. When they got rid of the Malcolm X's and the Martin Luther Kings, see, they was doing it. They wasn't doing it for no paycheck. The people we see today, they do it for the paychecks. The government know exactly who to put in position because we know we gonna pay them to keep y'all in check. And we dare y'all to question y'all educational system because y'all educational system is what keep you deaf, dumb, and blind.
Man.
We set that up for y'all to teach y'all kids that stupid stuff to keep y'all ignorant so y'all can always see each other as niggas, not brothers. Because when I see you as a nigga, I'ma never trust you. But I'ma trust my oppressor though. I'ma trust the hell out of my oppressor, but I am never gonna trust none of y'all. Y'all feel me?
Right.
And it's really sad though when we really like sit there like, wow, let's actually trust the oppressor than I would trust one of y'all because y'all look like me. So I know how I feel about me, and I know I would never trust you because I can't even trust myself. But I would trust the oppressor any day. Y'all feel me?
Man.
But yeah, y'all can go because y'all got me pumped and I want to hear towards.
Yeah, no.
I love my brothers,
no,
man.
that's the door. I mean, just, you know, like we're coming towards the end of our session. I think that was a beautiful way to like summarize. But like, you know, I mean, just in terms of just like your calm and your peace, I mean, you know, I feel like what are some like tools and techniques that you have done just to maintain your peace, you know, to find that balance within yourself?
Well, you got to be, first of all, I start with tolerance. You have to have a high tolerance to deal with the stuff that we deal with. Your tolerance level got to be high because if you don't have no tolerance, see, there's a difference between patience and tolerance. I am impatient in a lot of areas, but I can tolerate a lot of bullshit, especially from my people. I had to tolerate a lot of stuff just to get in the position that I'm in. Because some of the most effective leaders are those that can tolerate a lot of stuff because most leaders, they got a whole bunch of people that deal with, so they deal with a whole bunch of personalities. And if you don't have no tolerance, you're not going to be able to deal with all these different personalities.
Right.
So in life, we got to figure out how do we tolerate all the bullshit until we start saving our people. It took a lot for Martin Luther King to tolerate all the bullshit. I couldn't go through a man slapping me and all that old stuff. So it took a lot of tolerance for that man to give his life the way he gave his life. Because when I came up, I didn't care about no Martin Luther Kings. It took me when I became conscious to realize, wait a minute, that man really, yeah, he did get slapped up and all that stuff. But that man really put his life on the line for us.
Facts.
It's a lot of them, but I'm just using him because he's the most visible face. So for him to put up with all the stuff he had to go through, that took a lot of tolerance. Because none of us would actually let some oppressor come and just slap us and do all, and their kids, and just a lot of us couldn't deal with that. to when you the question to ask that question, I was thinking more so about tolerance. So we got to tolerate a lot so we can gain a lot.
That's dope, man. That's dope, man. That's the difference between being like proactive and reactive. That's a real like proactive approach, you know. So we're gonna leave y'all like that, man. This was a powerful build, man. We appreciate the brothers coming through. Got California in the house, Ghana, yo, all the people in the chats, international. I saw New Orleans, South Africa. Like, yo, that's what's up. And we're gonna continue to do this every Monday, man. This is our virtual community check-in where we build with our people. Then I see Symbolic got his hand up. So what's going on, brother?
He just go to the chat one last time.
Let's go.
Especially I see a Nancy creation saying, Brother Jay, I'm praying for your physical freedom. We love you and are inspired by you. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so Man says he's been locked up since the age of 16 and is 49 now.
Excuse me, Man. That's her brother name. Her brother, her name is Monique. She's one of my one of my advocates. She's been advocating for me for a minute, and Man is her brother who's rest in peace. So she do hers in honor of her brother. But she's good people. She's serious about this advocating for the people. I've been her mentor, and I've been teaching her how to front line this, and she's been doing her thing.
Salute.
To thank Port J and connect him to folks that can get him out. Word up. And, you know, let's see how much more we got. Glows, he's been helping people inside and out while fighting for his freedom. Right.
Yes, Glows is another one. She's out of Canada as well. She's one. I'm mentoring her as well. And you know, she's becoming a powerful force as well.
Peace.
Beautiful. Yeah, Glow says thank you for giving space for Jay. Hell yeah. Enough love. SFA, Stolen from Africa. Big ups, y'all. And yeah, it's mad support for Jay in the chat here. So yeah. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Right.
Good.
Yeah, man, we out like that. Big up to everyone who came through, man. We do this every Monday, man. You good fam. Stolen from Africa, man. I go by Logic. You can follow my personal account, which is Logic with a K, LOGIK 416. And yo, like we're always accessible, man. You can also catch us on Twitter Spaces, man. Which we'll send the links later. That's on Thursdays, 3:30 p.m. where we discuss like NFTs and the digital spaces. So if you're into that, you can definitely plug us in. And yo, man, this is what we're doing, man. You know, we're just moving forward and building community internationally now, man. Yo, we're not just from Toronto, man. We all over, man. So that's what's up, man. This was a wonderful build. Salute to the brothers for coming through. Mad love, and we'll see y'all next week.
I love Jay.
All right. Peace, bro.
I appreciate my brothers. Y'all my brothers. Always know that. Thank you.
True indeed, man. Peace.
Everybody in the chat, peace.